Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Opal, Vice Chair Opal.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Please let the record show that all planning commissioners are present.
Thank you. Public comments. Do we have anyone that wants to speak to the commission on anything that's not on the agenda? Okay, close the public comments. And looking for the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Let's have a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Minutes are approved. Public hearing, agenda item number 2. We have a staff report on Coastal Development Permit CDP 19007.
Good evening. Yes, Senior Planner John Chappell will lead the presentation.
Good evening, Chair Donor and Planning Commissioners. The project before you is for a coastal development permit at 39 Monarch Bay. The property is within the Monarch Bay private community within the RSF 4 zoning designation. Property is improved with an existing 4,200 square foot 2-story residence with a detached 4-car garage. The site is located within the city's coastal overlay and appeals jurisdiction of the Coastal Commission. The project scope includes the construction of a detached 614 square foot guest living quarters located in the front half of the lot. The project would include the development of the structure, which would include 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and would be 1 story. These are the elevation front and rear of the property. As you can see, it's designed in a Cape Cod architectural style. This is the site plan of the project. As you can see, bubbled here in red is the proposed structure located at the front half of the lot. It would be in compliance with all of the necessary setback standards and including the coastal bluff setback. Proposed structure would be located 117 feet from the bluff edge. Project is in conformance with all of the RSF 4 development standards, including the front yard setback at 20 feet, 5-foot side yard setback, bluff setback as stated at 117 feet. The height would be 14 feet with a 3 and 12 pitch. Lot coverage, landscape coverage, and parking. Given that the proposed project would be adding 2 bedrooms, the required parking would be increased from 2 parking spaces to 3. However, the project is providing 4 with the existing detached garage, so they are in conformance. This is the floor plan of the structure. You can see that it has 2 separate bedrooms with 1 main access point, and then each bedroom has its own attached bathroom. There is no kitchen facility in this, so this structure would not be considered an accessory dwelling unit. The architectural design of the structure would carry forward the Cape Cod design of the other structures on the site with matching materials. The project is in conformance with all the requirements associated with the coastal development permit and its review, given that the project does not impact public access or any environmentally sensitive habitat area, given that this is an existing developed lot within a private community. And the project conforms to all the necessary requirements in the city's certified local coastal program. The project is in compliance with all the necessary findings as stated previously, that it meets all the requirements of the city's local coastal program, including the city's zoning ordinance, and conforms to the requirements of the California Coastal Act. Staff is recommending approval of the coastal development permit subject to the attached resolution and conditions of approval. That concludes staff's presentation. Staff and the applicant are available for any questions you may have.
Yeah, hi, John. Where does the project, the 2 bedrooms and bathrooms, where do they lie in conjunction with the most closest neighbors? I can't tell.
So as you can see in this site plan here, this is the structure here. It's maintaining the required 5-foot separation from the property line. I believe the adjacent structure is somewhere around that 5-foot separation from the property line as well. We've got an aerial photo here. And it looks like the property at 41 and 37 are approximately at around that 5-foot setback requirement. So you've got essentially a 10-foot building separation between structures, it looks like.
Oh, between adjoining houses, adjoining properties.
Correct. And then this project would also be providing a 10-foot separation from the closest structure on its site, which is a requirement per code of 10 feet as well. So 10-foot separations would be provided in all directions.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Will the driveway change? The entrance to the garage looks like it's moved.
Yes, in an old survey, it had reflected the previous configuration. However, that has changed and was updated on sheet. A101.
So is there a curb cut different then?
No, so the curb cut goes directly to this the detached garage here on, let's call it, the southern side of the front of the property. So there's no longer a curb cut along the northern property line area here at the front.
Any other questions?
Guys, Mr. Chair, I just have one question. If the owner wanted to convert this into an ADU, would they be able to do that by just adding a kitchenette, or what would be required in order to do that?
So if they were to add a kitchenette to that, whether within the existing square footage or an addition within a conforming area.
Inside the existing structure for the sake of this.
Yeah,
question.
they would be allowed to do that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Great. Thank you.
Okay, no further questions? Then open the public hearing. Any questions from the public? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing and call for the commissioners' discussion.
Mr. Chair, after reviewing the project, it's well designed. It fits in with the neighborhood. I know that detached accessory structures are not at all abnormal in this community, and certainly allowed now with the ADU laws. It's in conformance with the local coastal plan. It fits in, like I said, with the neighborhood. It is consistent with the zoning code, and for those reasons, I would be in support of it tonight.
I am in support of it.
Okay.
I don't have anything further to add.
I agree with everything Commissioner Nelson said, and I will be supportive of the project.
All right. It's unanimous. Everybody's is in support of the project, so I will call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve coastal development permit CDP 19-0007 to construct a 614 square foot detached guest living quarters for an existing 4,305 square foot single-family dwelling in the residential single-family RS4 zoning district at 39 Monarch Bay Drive.
Have a second? Okay, second. I think our electronic voting, I think we're ready here. All right, we'll have a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's carried unanimously. Congratulations. And now we'll move on to old business. We have no old business. New business, no new business. We do have a staff report.
Yes, good evening again. And so with this week's Planning Commission packet, I included a brief staff report to provide an update on the Harbor Revitalization Plan. This is really a primer to get the project started from the Planning Commission's perspective. As you're likely aware, the county entered into a long-term lease agreement, public-private partnership, with the private partner being charged with redeveloping the harbor and taking over the day-to-day operations. It's a multi-phase project, which will obviously take many years to complete. It includes redevelopment of the commercial core, development of 2 new hotels, fully rebuilt docks and revitalized marinas. The initial phase of the project, which is considered the commercial core, which by point of reference would generally be like the area from Wyndon Sea through like coffee importers. So if you can follow that existing core there, that's what we generally refer to as the commercial core. That previously received coastal development approval a few years ago for redevelopment. So that will be the initial phase of the project. An effort actually has already been ongoing for a number of years with that. The other phases, the dry dock, boat storage, revitalization marinas, because they are what's considered waterside improvements, they require direct permitting from the California Coastal Commission, and they will have to go through a local review process and then be approved by the Coastal Commission itself. In the last few months, we've been working with the partnership on their current commercial core plans. It's a process we call substantial conformance review. We're basically looking to ensure that the current plans meet all the revitalization standards, which are a part of our local coastal program, as well as the coastal development permit that was issued. We did issue a substantial conformance determination on May 29th. As with all decisions that we make administratively, they're subject to appeal. You guys serve as the appeal body, so I'm somewhat limited in the details I can get in tonight. But my recommendation or request is that we invite the harbor partners to the next meeting on the 24th and provide a background on the commercial core redevelopment itself, and then talk about the broader phases of all the project as well. And I've confirmed they're available and they're looking forward to coming. With that, that's generally it. Again, I wanted to just get this on your radar and make you aware, and at the next meeting, we can start the dialogue with the partners. I should just mention one other thing, since it's come up twice tonight regarding technology, which is the chambers are scheduled for some much needed improvement with the voting system, computers, etc. I believe it's scheduled in August, so we're a month or two away, so bear with us, but we'll get there.
Okay, we have commissioner comments. No comments? All right. The art show was a success, and the trolley's success. So all things are good. And I want to thank Lauren for filling in for Stacy this evening. Thank you. Hearing no further comments, I will close the meeting. And our next scheduled meeting is June 24th here in this chamber. And meeting's adjourned.